Michael Saltman is a state bar certified attorney specializing in workers' compensation law, providing defense services to employers and insurance companies throughout California. Let's meet Michael Saltman. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Tim.
Thanks very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me on.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
So, Michael, provide me with a brief overview of the California workers' compensation system, please.
Yes, well, the California Constitution mandates that there be in place a system of workers' compensation which provides benefits for those individuals who are injured in the course and scope of their employment. Unlike other forms of tort law, workers' compensation is purely statutory, and benefits are statutory in nature. There are a handful of benefits to provide compensation to injured workers and their families as they recover from injuries and after they have reached what we call in the industry maximum medical improvement, to provide them ongoing medical treatment and additional compensation benefits to compensate them for their diminished capacity to compete in the open labor market.
So are you typically then representing the injured employee, or sometimes are you representing the employers or the fund itself, or
Yes.
who are you representing for the most part?
Well, our firm specializes in the defense of workers' compensation. In other words, we provide services to the insurance companies which provide workers' compensation coverage, or in some instances, self-insured employers who provide their own insurance under a permit from the state of California. And only on those very rare circumstances where we may have a familiar relationship or a close friendship with an individual who was injured would we provide services to enable them to collect benefits. But by and large, our practice is dedicated to the defense of employers and workers' compensation carriers.
Now, Michael, what distinguishes your firm from other workers' compensation law firms?
Well, workers' compensation is a very complex system of laws. And if you are not a dedicated practitioner, it's very easy to overlook things and make errors which might in the end result in increased liability. Many of our attorneys are state bar certified specialists, which means that we have at least 5 years of practice in workers' compensation law, and we have taken a number of depositions and cross-examinations and done a number of appeals and have sat and passed for a state-mandated specialty examination.
Well, so you're a specialist, yeah, no doubt. When you're working in one particular area of any area, whether it's the law or a portion of the law, if that's what you're doing, you're going to know it better than anybody else. So I'm sure that's to you and your clients' benefits, or to your and your clients' benefits.
Absolutely. And it's very important that employers have adequate representation, because mistakes which may be made in the beginning of a claim, although they may not be readily apparent, can result in huge financial losses down the road.
What kind of clients do you represent?
Well, we represent some major employers in the state of California, and we also represent some small, what we call in the industry mom and pop type businesses. But by and large, our clients are major insurance companies which have provided workers' compensation insurance to various companies throughout the state of California.
Are there other areas of law which might require a workers' compensation specialist?
Yes, actually, workers' compensation does have crossover into other aspects of law. For example, if an injury occurs during the course and scope of employment and that injury was caused by the negligent act of a third party, then we would seek what we call subrogation. We would try and get the benefits which our client has paid from that third party or that third party's insurance carrier. There are also times when we have to work with such entities as the Department of Child Support Services or Medicare, because few people realize that there is actually a federal component to workers' compensation, where if someone is collecting Social Security disability benefits or is on Medicare, we have to make sure that when we settle a case, Medicare's interest has been taken into consideration.
Well, Michael Saltman, it's great to speak to a true specialist, because I've heard that you are doing things right when you need an attorney in that particular area. I don't know, be no reason to call anyone else or any other firm. And I know there aren't a million firms like yours. So I know you're doing very well, and I wish you much continued success.
Well, thank you, Tim. It was a pleasure coming here and speaking to you about our practice.
And your contact information is on the screen, so I assume the best way to contact you for those that may need your services via telephone?
Absolutely. Give us a call, send us an email.
Well, thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you, Tim.